Do you feel like a deep sense of dissatisfaction with your life? Like nothing you do makes you happy anymore? Well, don't worry, I've been through it. I know how you feel. And today I'm going to talk about what might be going on and why it could be a very important part of a very important process. And then I'll share some tips with you on what you can do to help. Let's drill down into what you might be feeling. Like a deep sense of dissatisfaction without anything you can pin it on. Like you've achieved all your goals. You've got a successful career, you've got a loving family, you've got an extremely sexy booty, but despite that, you still feel dissatisfied. You may even feel guilty or angry at yourself for not appreciating what you have. Do you remember those days when you'd get something new, like you'd buy a new pair of shoes and you'd walk around feeling like frickin' Mick Jagger, and now you buy a shiny new car and you feel nothing but a screaming emptiness, just apathy and indifference? Do you often find yourself examining parts of your identity that you've never before scrutinized and then end up wondering why you are the way that you are and why you made particular decisions in the past or how you've arrived at your current stage in life? Well, I've got some good news. You're transitioning, babes. Hear me out. If you feel any of that stuff, there's a good chance you're going through a crisis. And there are a few different ones to choose from. You've got your existential crisis, which causes like inner conflict and wants you to address your purpose and direction or even spirituality. It could be a midlife crisis, which is rooted in existential anxiety, or maybe even a situational crisis. Something huge has happened in your life and you're forced to go all introspective in order to try to recalibrate to your new sort of reality. Well, you've already done the first important step, and that's simply to address the fact that you're dealing with a crisis. You've addressed the problem, and you can't really fix a problem unless you acknowledge it's there. So you've pulled it into the light. So good on you. Now, let's see what we can do about it. Let's start by disarming it. And you can do that by changing its name. It's not a crisis. It's an opportunity. An opportunity to transcend into something better. An opportunity for self-improvement. A lot of us will experience a crisis related to the fact that we're just getting older and having to confront our own mortality. But aging is a privilege, and that's how we need to frame it. We're told by our Western culture that aging is this negative thing and we should use expensive potions to hide our wrinkles, perpetuating this idea that one's attractiveness diminishes with age. Hannah and I actually watched an episode of Love Island the other day, just out of morbid curiosity. We don't watch that shit. And I swear to God, I would rather be with your nan than any of those plastic-looking morsels. And that's not because I'm into nans and grannies. I've never been into the granny stuff, okay? Okay, there was one time I just checked it out just to see, and it wasn't for me. Okay, one website. I signed up to one website just out of curiosity. Cancelled after a few months. Oh, why are you looking at me like? Okay, fine. I'll cancel it now. Jesus Christ, man. Yes, I want to cancel. No, I'm not interested in a discount. No, I don't want to see the latest episode of Betty's Backdoor. I'll be right back. Oh, where was I? Yeah, this overemphasis on the decline of physical abilities and mental faculties can make aging appear intimidating at best and terrifying at worst. But we need to reject that and treat aging as a privilege, because that's exactly what it is. What surprised me about a crisis is the fact that they can actually take years to complete. I always thought a crisis was something you could get over in a couple of weeks or months, but they can take years, some of them. But the good news is they're edging you closer to the final stage of the crisis, transformation beyond your imagination. Crisis may feel like it's all doom and gloom, but believe me, it's not, in the long term anyway. It can actually be a pretty sweet deal. There's some serious silver lining to be found on those cloudy situations. For starters, a crisis can help you hit that reset button on your life. It gives you a chance to take a step back and be objective about your life and reassess your priorities and figure out what truly matters and who truly matters to you. Plus, going through a crisis can push you to try new things, take risks. Going through a crisis can be tough. There's no denying that. But it can also help you become more self-aware, more fulfilled, and more authentic. And that's what we all want, right? To be an authentic version of ourselves. So if you're feeling those negative emotions and if you're going through a tough time, just remember it's not all bad news. You're on the brink of some serious personal growth. And that's exciting, right? Anyway, I hope this video helped. Let me know in the comments if any of it resonated with you. And remember to hit that subscribe button, you sexy animals. Right, anyway, I've got some work to do.